Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad new Fangled motion picture show.
That's right, we're back from a hiatus of sorts.
Yeah, life got in the way for a couple months there.
Yeah, well, we were moving. It was like, you know how it is. If you moved, come on. It's a pain in the ass. It takes forever. But we're back. What was the last movie we saw anyway, dude? It's been a while.
I know the movie. It's the one I can't ever remember. The Korean War movie.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. I know what you're talking about. Well, anyway, so we're back this time with Plane, starring Gerard Butler.
Not to be confused with Airplane.
And boy howdy, was this a movie to come back to the theaters with.
So
before we get into
Yeah.
it, we're gonna do a spoiler-free review, and then we'll give you spoiler warning and go more in depth into it. And I will say, there's like nothing to spoil on this movie. I mean, it's the most like obvious cut and dry action movie.
So this movie had like a kind of an 80s action movie vibe to it. If this movie were to be made 30 to 40 years earlier, it would be a Stallone movie.
Yeah.
I think
it would be a little more over the top too, though.
Yeah.
The basic plot is very like 80s.
Yeah, but the action sequences were actually fairly grounded.
Yeah, they were. That's why I was saying, like, if it were made in the 80s, it would have been more over the top.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, basic plot is, and again, like, this is all from the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. Gerard Butler plays this pilot, and his plane is forced to land on this island that's, like, controlled by these, like, pirate rebel type guys, and the crew gets taken hostage, and he has to go rescue them with the help of Mike Coulter.
You might know him as
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah.
But you know, it's despite the fact that it sounds like the intro chapter to a Far Cry game, this was in fact a movie.
Yep.
So yeah, but was the writing good? Not especially. Was the acting good?
Yeah.
Nah, not really. Was the effects good? Not super.
Not the worst I've seen.
No. The scene where they're showing the plane flying through the storm was pretty bad, though.
Yeah.
Some of the shots of the plane were pretty bad. But were we thoroughly entertained for an hour and 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was actually, we had a lot of fun.
I actually enjoyed watching the movie. It is like, it's budget shows, but they utilized what they had pretty well.
Yeah. I gotta say that, like, I was actually kind of pleased. Something that you don't see a lot in movies. Suppressor. There's a few guys who have suppressed guns, and they actually like operate and sound like suppressed guns, in that they're still very loud. They're not this pew, pew, pew noise like in the video games or the movies usually are. So that was cool. But yeah, I mean,
there were some really cool sequences using a.
Well, is it a spoiler to get into like that in depth into it?
I was just gonna say, like, the use of a particular rifle was pretty cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's not really much else to say. Like the movie's pretty straightforward. It had who was it that we were like, oh, it was the voice we recognized on the...
Yeah, his actor's name is Tony Goldwyn. And we recognized his voice more than his appearance because he was in The Last Samurai.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was the colonel that
Tom Cruise hates.
had the grudge against.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. You got anything else to say before we get into spoiler section?
Not really.
Yeah.
I just kind of enjoyed the movie, though.
Fun movie. It's not like we chose this movie to go back to the theater on because we were like, well, of all the movies, I don't want to sit through. I just did not feel like sitting through a 3-hour plus movie to go see Avatar, and then I didn't want something as cerebral as A Man Called Otto.
Our hiatus was not just a hiatus from recording, but hiatus from seeing movies at all.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything.
We had not seen a movie since like before Christmas.
Yeah.
So
weep for us, but
yeah. It's starting to get the shakes.
yeah.
Yeah, I got in there and like smelled that popcorn smell in the theater and was like,
oh, it was so good. Popcorn, a cherry Coke, some Reese's Pieces.
Absolutely. Hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we'll do a spoiler warning. Again, not that there's a whole lot to spoil about this movie, but here it is. Yeah, the like crew that is sent in, which by the way, this felt like such a shitty like small time aviation company. I was like, how are they affording this like mercenary team to go after these people in the Philippines?
Yeah, I think the idea was that although it felt small, I think that was a movie budget problem.
Yeah.
And in reality, it's supposed to be like a really big airline. Of course, they couldn't use any real airline, names, so they used this.
I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, it was Trailblazer or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, this mercenary team like had this Barrett 50 cal rifle with them, and they're like shooting bad guys through cars and stuff, and they're just like flying back on the other side. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, especially with like it would go through a car, hit a guy, the guy would fly back and hit another car.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal, but it worked well for the action sequence.
Yeah, so basically when this plane it's taken off from Singapore on New Year's Eve and it's going to Japan and then to like Honolulu or something. And they're forced to fly through a storm, but then the plane's struck by lightning and it loses all, its avionics and power, and it's forced to make this emergency landing. And no one knows where the plane is because they lost their radio and transponder and everything. And so now, like, the airline company brings in this guy whose job it is to fix these sort of situations. And so that's what he does. And he hires this mercenary company to go get him because you can't... The local... Like, the Philippine military would be the local government. The Filipinos don't want to send their military into this island because these rebels are pretty bad. So, yeah, and then they also have a passenger on board who is... a prisoner transfer.
Being extradited back to America for a murder. They don't go in to explain, like, what about it. Just when he's asked about it, he's like, it was 18, in the wrong place at the wrong time. And, like, that's all we get about it.
Right.
Because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he had managed to escape custody and go and join the French Foreign Legion.
Yep.
So he has this, like, pretty elite military training. And he'd been captured in Asia somewhere, I guess.
Did they say it was like Malaysia or something?
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, so
he helps him out.
Yep. But then he escapes off on his own because he's like, I can't get on that airplane. And Gerard Butler's like, I know.
And then he takes the money that the mercenaries had brought to bribe the locals with. Which is like $500,000 or something.
Yeah.
He takes that and runs off, and it's funny because like when the leader he's like fighting alongside these mercenaries, and when the leader of that team sees him take the money and run off into the jungle, he just gives him this look like, "Are you serious right now?"
Yeah. Like, look, man, you were about to abandon that pallet anyway. With all that ammo and like, grenades.
Whatever rebels are left on that island are now a lot better equipped.
So, well, One thing that was kind of funny to me about this movie, so like its budget definitely shows. So they show the mercenaries all like gearing up on a like in a hangar, and you see like a cargo plane behind them, and they're all talking about like, oh, we're flying into whatever, and then the fixer dude is talking to the CEO of the company. He's like, yeah, so they're gonna parachute in on top of the where the plane landed in the Philippines, and they'll look for them from there or whatever. And then it cuts to like Gerard Butler doing whatever, and then it like cuts back and the mercenaries are on the ground, and I'm like, and apparently we didn't have an effects budget to show them parachuting in, or even like to show their parachutes, like neighbors throwing crap out in their dumpster. Apparently,
Yeah, if you hear any bangs, it's our neighbors who are always incredibly loud with their garbage cans.
they have a teenage son who takes out their trash, and he's always upset looking about it. I've seen him a few times taking it out. So he like flings those garbage cans around like an ass. But anyway, yeah, and I was like,
They didn't even have like parachutes on the ground.
yeah,
nearby
yeah,
or
we didn't
anything.
even have show them like taking their parachute packs off, and clear. Then we could be like, oh, they just parachuted in. No, they're just on the ground now.
We didn't even get a scene of them in the plane going, get ready to jump or anything like that.
Yeah, just
None of that.
Just next time we see them, they're on the ground. No sign, as if they just walked in out of the jungle. No sign of how they got there. So yeah, it definitely showed its budget in that way.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else to say about this movie?
No, it's
not a lot to
pretty,
say to it again.
It's pretty silly. It's super cheesy ending too. Like the passengers all like slow clapping for him, and then like the
I was just pleased when the one asshole passenger got shot. He didn't die, but he got shot, and I was
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yep. Yeah. So
Yeah, there's this one passenger who just like could not be pleased the whole time, and then when they like he makes the landing on this like dirt road in the middle of the jungle, and
he's all pissed about it.
and this guy's all like, like this guy's all pissed about it, and trying to like pick a fight with Gerard Butler over this, and everyone else on the plane's like, he at least landed the plane. We could have been like in the ocean or
yeah.
destroyed on impact. You should be at least grateful for that.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was fun. I'm glad they didn't like have some way to imply that Gerard Butler was like some crazy crack pilot, because he mentioned he was in the RAF, but he's like, I flew cargo planes because it was an easy way, which is good because it was an easy way to transfer into the airline industry. They didn't like try to like blow it up like he was like some kind of crack pilot or anything. He just
Right.
that was like the extent of that we got. So I did appreciate that.
It's like he had a gun. He looked like he knew how to use it, but I don't think he ever actually used it.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Now that you mention it.
Like he had a handgun, and he didn't get it. He tried to use it, but it was like knocked out of his hand. And then he had
And
an M16 that he carried around and looked like he knew what he was doing with it.
He at least looked like he knew how to load it and hold it.
But he never actually used it, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was the other guy that did all the shooting.
Mike Coulter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was, like you said, it felt more grounded in that way, in a lot of ways, just because like, it didn't make him out to be some kind of crazy crack pilot, or like Mike Coulter didn't seem to do anything that was like super uber crazy commando shit. He's just, they got the jump on a couple of guys.
Hit some guys in the head with a sledge, though. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. But yeah, go see it. So our next movie, I don't know. So, Ant-Man and the Wasp is in 2 weeks.
I think so.
So our next movie, after this, February 17th. Our next movie after this will probably be either Avatar or Puss in Boots or something, right? There's nothing coming out next week we care about, is there?
I don't know. Where's the...
Yeah. So, as part of moving, we're now recording on Nolan's computer instead of mine, so he's at the helm and doesn't apparently know how to navigate IMDb's website like I do. Go to menu.
Release calendar?
Release calendar.
Yeah, there it is. So...
No.
Yeah.
Nothing next week.
So if either the next thing we do is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp or some movie that's already been out for a bit.
Yep.
So bear with us.
Yep. And hopefully this doesn't sound like crap because, again, we're recording on a different computer.
Yeah. All right, well.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely seeing Cocaine Bear when that comes out, though. That movie looks awesome.
Cocaine Bear. We saw this trailer for this Jesus Revolution today, right?
Yeah.
With Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah, it felt pretty Oscar baity. It felt like Kelsey Grammer woke up one day and goes, "Hey, why don't I have an Oscar?"
Does he not?
I don't think he does.
I think he's got some Emmys, though.
Probably has some Emmys, yeah.
They're rebooting Frasier. Or, not a reboot, but like a sequel series.
Is Kelsey Grammer involved?
Yeah.
Is still playing Frasier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Creed
Frasier,
3.
the movie responsible for every adult in my childhood pronouncing my name wrong.
Yep. Creed 3, 65.
65 looks cool. I like Adam Driver. Today was the first time I'd seen the trailer at the movies, and you're right. That I really wish they hadn't spoiled as much as they did in the trailer.
Yeah, there's a lot there. If you're interested, go watch the trailer and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Adam Driver in a sci-fi movie, though, I'm down.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
So is that... Shazam is... The current Shazam is part of the new DC universe, right? I think. I mean... I'm so confused about that. Here's the thing. If you and I are confused about that, the average viewer has no idea what's going on.
I assume that Black Adam was supposed to be... They're supposed to cross at some point. Because they're nemesis.
Yeah, but Black Adam is definitely in the old DCEU.
Yeah.
Because it had...
Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they even care about continuity anymore. We got John Wick 4 in March. Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, which looks kind of fun. Super Mario Brothers. Got some good stuff coming out this year. Hopefully, Renfield. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so we're definitely past the COVID slump. That was the gap of movies being released as a result of the gap of filming during COVID.
Yeah. Some George Foreman biopic coming out. Big George Foreman, the miraculous story of the once and future heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, it's like an anime title. It keeps going.
Oof.
Look at how long that title is, man.
Yeah, on a smaller monitor it would be cut off.
It's like...
What's Zombie Traveler?
It's like... That
a time-traveling zombie killer travels through space and time to save the man she loves. Okay.
Huh.
Like when it's written, directed, and starring the same person, I don't know about the quality of said movie.
Oh, man.
Look at those visual effects. Oh, that looks like they used 7 Days to Die as a machinima to make this thing.
Oh, man, that is rough. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we got stuff. We got some good stuff coming out, and then some less good stuff coming out. Apparently, so if any of that sounds of interest to you, come back and check out that. Go check out our previous reviews as well. For crap, what was the name of that movie? It was such a generic name. It was a bad name for a movie because it was like such a generic.
Devotion.
Yeah. It was like such a bleh. I mean, the thing is, like, it's such a bleh title for a not bleh movie. Like, Plane can have a bleh name. And that's fine because of the movie it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, come check out that. Check out our previous reviews. And I guess until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.